Welcome back to the Event House channel, your home for all things hospitality. I'm your host, Jill Goldfine. Today's video is all about COVID safety and health protocols that we can take via the Clear Health Pass app. Please join me for this interview with Sam Spector. So, let's get started. Well, hi, Sam. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so excited to get to know you and to hear all about what you do and what's going on with the Clear Health app.
Thank you so much for having me, Jill. I really appreciate it.
Can you start by telling us what you do at the Clear Health app?
Sure. So my name's Sam Spector. I'm the Director of Business Development for live events at Clear. So I work with event organizers across sports and entertainment, trade shows, conventions, the professional meeting space, music festivals, and really everything in between to help power a safe and confident return to in-person events.
That's great. Boy, are we so excited that these are ramping up now, and I hope you're busy as ever.
We are. And we're really happy that we can help do it in a safe and frictionless way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's amazing. Actually, that's a perfect segue. Can you tell our viewers, there might be some people out there who aren't familiar with what the Clear app does exactly. First, let's talk on the individual side, what it does for individuals, and then we'll get to the corporate side next.
Sure. So Clear, you may be familiar with from the airport. But we've basically, we're an extension of the same organization. We created something called Health Pass to really help people get back to in-person events. And as it relates to individuals, we're really trying to empower individuals to have access to their health insights in a digital credential. So for an individual, it's completely free for them to download the free Clear app. Go through a enrollment to create their Clear profile, and that's a one-time enrollment. Okay. And then it's a one-time link of their vaccine information through our free digital vaccine card. And this can be done through a variety of ways, through our integrations with some healthcare and pharmacy systems. We can ingest the smart card QR codes that some states have issued, specifically California and New York. And then we've also enabled the user to be able to take a picture of their CDC card and upload it into Clear. So that's really what we've powered for the individual. So if you were going to a bar in New York City or a restaurant, you can actually link your open table or Resi reservation right now through your digital vaccine card to verify in advance your vaccine information, which is something we're really excited about.
Okay, so as an individual who is, in this example, not participating in a corporate group function, whether it be a festival or a convention, anybody can download the app and upload their Vax card and their information, and then they're verified for free, and they can keep that on their phone as a record.
Absolutely, in a safe and secure way that you're always in control of. So instead of having a picture of it in your phone, you can have it safely secured and linked through the Clear app.
Okay. Now, what needs to be secure about it? How is the security measure involved?
Sure. So we're fully HIPAA compliant, one. And two, we have the highest levels of data privacy and safety and security tied to our work in the airport. So we're FSMA high certified. We have the highest level of data privacy and security from the Department of Homeland Security. So we can't do anything at Clear without data privacy and security being our number one priority before we do anything else.
Oh, wow. That's great. Okay. Very good. Are there any differences in using it domestically versus internationally?
Yeah, currently this is a domestic solution. Okay. For U.S. citizens that were vaccinated domestically. But there is an opportunity for international users who are vaccinated domestically to use it as well, or while they're here stateside. So we can still verify international forms of ID for them to go through their initial clear enrollment. They would just need any of their health insights to happen here within the United States.
And what about US citizens who were vaccinated here and have the Clear app and they go overseas? Will foreign gates accept the Clear app as validation?
So that's totally up to the venue or where they're using it. I mean, it meets every criteria that anyone else would have.
Okay.
But again, I can't speak for a restaurant in Madrid necessarily.
Right. I meant more with border control, customs and border control.
Got it. So each country and an airline typically has their own platform that they're using. Right now, Clear is one of the partners that helps to power the Hawaii Safe Travels program. So anyone who needs to digitally link their vaccine records or their proof of a negative test to enter the state of California or the state of Hawaii, who is traveling within the continental United States to Hawaii, is able to do so through Clear.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. It's quite a reach. Fantastic. I have it on my phone. I went to a convention and they required that all attendees be vaccinated in order to participate. We knew this ahead of time, and they sent out a link to the Clear Health app. And so I downloaded it and I on my phone, and I took a picture of my Vax card front and back, and it popped up there, and I got a green screen with my QR code, and we had to show it upon entry, and got a wristband so that we didn't have to show it again once we had our wristband. But it was so easy to use.
Fantastic.
I mean,
that's usually
it was so few steps, and I mean, it was great. You took a little selfie picture and up pops the QR code. I mean, it was literally 2 or 3 minutes tops.
Yeah. And the goal here is to get everyone to green prior to arrival at the event.
Yes.
So the event you went to did a tremendous job to push out pre-event communication. That's really what we see as the driver of success for a lot of our partners, is the communication kit that will arm them with that they can send to their attendees to really have it adopted at the highest level.
Yes, it was so easy, and it was contactless, and there were no lines. I mean, because you had it done already ahead of time.
You could essentially
and you just had to show them your screen, and in you walked. I mean, it was seamless. It didn't create any extra time, or I would say, as far as staffing, none, because they cut down on registration staffing and reassigned a few of those people to be the gatekeepers of the band distribution, the wristband distribution. And I mean, it was so easy. These people were definitely not COVID certified people. They were just probably volunteers, is what I guess, and to help with the convention. And it was great.
Yeah, I mean, all you're essentially asking someone to do is look at a moving green screen that's got your name on it and your picture and the event code. So it's pretty easy for anyone to look at. And Jill, let me ask you, were you more comfortable doing that and showing up? And I know this is your interview, but as opposed to showing up and handing a stranger your vaccine card and your ID to make the two match, as opposed to just walking up, showing your health pass and getting your wristband and you're through the door.
It was so much easier because I had my phone out anyway, because you usually have it in your hand. And if I had to show my Vax card and my ID, I'd have to dig through my tote into my wallet, pull it out. I mean, this was so easy. Yeah, it was so easy and quicker, because if somebody had to look at 2 documents to make sure that the names match, that would have taken more time. This is, I mean, it's like in motion. You just show it was just, you didn't even have to stop. It's like going through the Easy Pass. You don't have to stop. You just slow down a little and then keep going.
That's a good way to put it. I might start using that, the Easy Pass lane.
Hey, feel free. You're welcome. So I want to shift lanes a little bit in keeping with the theme here. Tell me about the corporate side of this?
So it's a rules-based platform. So let's use event XYZ as an example. They reach out to Clear and say, hey, we'd like to require proof of vaccination or proof of a negative test within X amount of time. Or, hey, maybe it's just a vaccinated only event. You tell us what your rules are, and we build what's called an organizational code accordingly. So if this event says, hey, it's a vaccine only event, and they want to call it event XYZ, we will build them an org code within Clear. And that was the link you received when you clicked right into it.
It did have a code name, yes.
Yep. So there's a code associated to it. We'll also provide you a deep link and a QR code. So for anyone who ignored the 17 emails that you send out prior to arrival, you can have little QR codes on site that somebody can scan, and it'll take them directly into the event XYZ flow in the Clear app. So it's really easy to set up. We typically ask for 3 to 4 weeks prior to an event to set this up. It's really less on our end and more on yours to make sure you have ample time to communicate this out with your attendees to make sure it's adopted at a high level.
Is it like an add-on or some kind of an option to have them do the attestation questions in addition to just the photo of your Vax card or your negative test? The questions like, have you been exposed to someone who's had COVID? Right. Do you have any symptoms? Have you felt sick in the last 72 hours or something like that? Sometimes there are also questions to be asked. Is that?
Yeah, so let's double click on some of the features and functionalities of what you can do within Health Pass, as I like to call it, like what are the levers that you can pull? Okay. And it's based on the rules that the event would like to deploy. So the first is a simple health screening questionnaire, just like you outlined. It's essentially four to five questions in line with CDC guidelines, essentially asking, are you healthy enough to attend today's event or go to work today? For example, to go into the Clear headquarters each day, I need to do a daily health survey and be vaccinated. So my vaccine information, that's appended to my profile. That's done once. But the health survey is done each day. So my health pass expires after X amount of time to ensure that I'm doing a health survey each day. So that's one piece, is the health survey. That can be a standalone solution, or that can work in conjunction with the other two that we'll talk about, which are linking to verified COVID negative test results through our lab integrations. So we're integrated with really the national lab providers, your Quest, LabCorp, BioReference, and then we have a what's called a human API, which gives us access to hundreds, if not thousands, of other COVID testing labs and hospital and healthcare systems across the country, where you can link your negative test to. And then the third piece is vaccine. And we talked about the 3 ways that you can prove your vaccination status.
Mm-hmm. Something you said gave me a question about the negative COVID tests. If the group organizer is allowing that, somebody's not vaccinated, they download the app just like everybody, and then instead of taking a photo of a Vax card, which they would not have, can they can somehow attach a negative test result?
Yep. So there would be 2 different flows. So if I clicked into event XYZ and they were allowing proof of a negative COVID test or proof of vaccination, I would have the option to select basically which route I go. So if I'm vaccinated, I click I have been vaccinated and I prove my vaccination status. If I have not, I would click I have not been vaccinated, and then I would prove my my negative test by linking to one of our integrated labs.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I didn't realize that you could show a negative test on there, but I guess that if that's an option by the organizer, that makes perfect sense. Okay.
Yeah, we were actually doing testing before vaccine because before vaccines were readily available and accessible, we were doing proof of testing within 48 or 72 hours for some events. We were doing it a lot for NBA games. So last year during the NBA season, you needed to have a negative COVID test within 72 hours to sit within, I believe it was 30 feet of the court.
Oh,
This
wow.
year it's 15, and it's proof of vaccination that we're powering that experience for.
Okay. Wow. Amazing. Can we talk about some costs?
Sure. Yeah. So we typically have an upfront implementation fee, which is the cost for us to stand it up, build it, and support it with a
Okay.
partner manager who would be the day-to-day contact. And then there is a per user fee. So a unique user that generates a health pass under your org code. And the price varies based on the event type, how many days, and really the anticipated volume and number of users.
I see. Okay. Wow. So it's nice that when an organizer brings this on, you get one point of contact. That's always helpful.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mhm.
And we have a tremendous member care team as well. And I'd be remiss to if I didn't mention, we are not a COVID company. We didn't pop up because of COVID. Clear has been functioning for the past 11 years. We have over 8 million members that rely on Clear every day, whether it's at the airport or to prove your health status to get into a restaurant in Manhattan. So we have a tremendous team that can support support people at all hours.
Okay. Well, that's great. That brought me to my next question. Perfect segue again is that obviously Clear's been around. We've all seen it at airports. This health pass part is new to many of us. I guess it was created certainly out of necessity, but it's the kind of thing we hope isn't around too much longer.
We would love for Health Pass to be gone tomorrow. But in the interim, we're here to help power a safe experience for people. And really, our goal here is just to get people back to what they love.
Travel, gatherings, in-person contact. I know that is certainly our goal as well. Yeah. And as we're easing into it, it sure feels good. I learned a lot here in speaking with you. So thank you. And I hope our viewers certainly walk away with some great information and download the app.
Thank you, Jill. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you.